Most men are taught to believe that attraction begins with looks, money, or saying the perfect words. If that were true, every attractive or wealthy man would have women chasing him effortlessly. But reality proves otherwise. Attraction doesn't work on logic alone. It works on emotion, perception, and subconscious feeling. A woman is not drawn to a man because of what he owns or what he says. She is drawn to how he makes her feel in his presence, calm or anxious, safe or uncertain, curious or bored. These feelings form long before she can explain them, and they matter far more than surface level traits. That's why attraction is not fixed. A woman may feel nothing at first glance. She may overlook a man completely, but attraction can grow when a man carries himself with quiet confidence, emotional control, and self respect. This isn't manipulation, and it's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about aligning with qualities women naturally respond to on an instinctive level. Most men try to force attraction by chasing, overinvesting, or proving their worth too quickly. That pressure does the opposite of what they want. Women don't respond to pressure, they respond to presence. When a man is grounded, composed, and comfortable with who he is, something shifts in her perception. This content is not about tricks or lines. It's about understanding how attraction actually works and how becoming the right kind of man changes how women see you, even if they weren't interested in the beginning. Most men believe that showing more interest will create more attraction. In reality, it often does the opposite. The moment a man starts chasing, rushing conversations, constantly messaging, or trying to impress, he removes the very things attraction needs to grow: mystery, tension, and emotional space. Women are used to being pursued. When a man immediately gives his time, attention, and energy without being asked, it communicates that he has little else going on. Even if he is kind or well-intentioned, his availability lowers his perceived value. Attraction doesn't grow when everything is given away freely. It grows when attention feels selective. Being unavailable does not mean being rude, distant, or intentionally ignoring someone. It means your life does not stop just because a woman enters it. You have goals, responsibilities, routines, and priorities that matter. You respond when it feels natural, not out of anxiety. You engage without urgency. That calm pace signals confidence. When a man is not in a rush, a woman begins to notice. She starts asking questions internally. Why isn't he chasing like the others? Why does he seem so comfortable? Why doesn't he need my attention to feel secure? Those questions create curiosity, and curiosity is the first doorway to attraction. An unavailable man treats a woman like a normal human being, not a prize on a pedestal. He is friendly, respectful, and confident, but he does not seek approval. This shifts the dynamic. Instead of him trying to earn her interest, she begins to earn his. And once a woman starts investing her thoughts and emotions, attraction begins to take shape naturally. One of the fastest ways men ruin attraction is by trying too hard to impress. The moment a man likes a woman, he often feels the urge to prove his value. He talks more, explains himself, shows off achievements, or tries to appear different from other men. Instead of creating attraction, this behavior quietly lowers it. When a woman feels a man is trying to win her approval, she unconsciously places herself above him. Attraction does not grow when a man is selling himself. It grows when his value is visible without explanation. Strong men don't advertise who they are. They allow others to observe it. Women are highly aware of behavior. They pay attention to how a man speaks, how he listens, how he treats people around him, and how he carries himself in different situations. These details reveal far more than words ever could. When you stop trying to impress, you create space for her to notice these qualities on her own. Mystery plays an important role here. A woman becomes more interested in a man she cannot immediately read or predict. When you don't overshare your life story, plans, or emotions too quickly, she leans in. She asks questions. She wants to know more. That curiosity creates emotional engagement. You don't need to be distant or cold. Simply be selective. Speak when there is something meaningful to say. Listen attentively. Let your actions speak louder than your words. When a woman feels she has to discover you rather than being told everything, her interest grows naturally, even if she didn't notice you at first. When men hear that confidence attracts women, many misunderstand what confidence actually looks like. They assume it means being loud, dominant, or constantly trying to stand out. In reality, that behavior often comes from insecurity, not strength. True confidence is calm, controlled, and effortless. Calm confidence does not seek attention. It does not need validation or approval. A man who is secure in himself doesn't rush conversations, force humor, or try to impress. He is comfortable with pauses. He is comfortable with eye contact. He is comfortable being exactly where he is. Women feel this kind of confidence immediately. It shows in posture, tone of voice, and body language. A calm man speaks clearly, listens fully, and moves at his own pace. He doesn't overreact to small changes in energy or attention. He remains steady whether things go well or not. Most men lose composure around women they like. They overthink texts, worry about responses, and adjust their behavior out of fear. A calm man does the opposite. He stays grounded. He doesn't chase reassurance. His attitude communicates one powerful message: I am good with or without you. Confidence without arrogance also means respect. You don't compete with other men. You don't try to dominate conversations. You don't put others down to feel taller. Your strength is quiet, and because it is rare, it stands out. Even a woman who wasn't interested at first begins to see you differently when she senses that nothing about her behavior shakes your inner balance. One of the most attractive traits a man can have is emotional control, not because he feels nothing, but because he knows how to manage what he feels. A woman may not be interested in a man at first, but when she sees that he remains composed under pressure, her perception of him begins to change. Most men allow their emotions to guide their behavior. If a woman pulls back, they panic. If she replies late, they overthink. If plans change, they feel rejected. These reactions signal insecurity. A woman does not lose respect because a man cares. She loses respect when he cannot handle his emotions. Emotional control means staying steady regardless of circumstances. If plans are canceled, you respond calmly and move on with your day. If communication slows, you don't chase or demand reassurance. If distance appears, you allow space instead of applying pressure. You don't become cold or hostile, you remain centered. Women notice how a man handles disappointment, stress, and uncertainty. They may test boundaries, not out of cruelty, but to understand a man's emotional strength. A man who stays grounded shows maturity, stability, and self-respect. He demonstrates that his peace does not depend on external validation. A man who controls his emotions sends a powerful message. He cannot be easily manipulated. This creates safety and trust. Even if attraction was not present at the beginning, emotional control builds respect, and respect is the foundation upon which attraction grows. In a world full of emotional reactions, a calm man becomes impossible to ignore. A man becomes truly attractive when his life is moving forward with direction and intention. Even a woman who feels no initial attraction will begin to notice a man who is focused, disciplined, and committed to something bigger than momentary attention. Purpose creates gravity. Many men make the mistake of placing women at the center of their lives. They delay goals, abandon routines, and sacrifice progress for approval. While this may seem romantic, it weakens attraction. Women are not drawn to men who revolve around them. They are drawn to men who are going somewhere. Purpose does not need to be explained or announced. It is seen through consistency, habits, and priorities. A man with purpose values his time. He does not cancel his responsibilities for instant gratification. He invests in his growth, physically, mentally, and financially. This forward momentum signals strength and self-respect. When a woman sees that a man has direction, curiosity begins to form. She wonders what he is building, where he is headed, and what kind of future he is creating. Respect develops because purpose demonstrates leadership. And where respect grows, attraction often follows. A man on a mission does not need to chase. His life already has meaning. A woman is not the source of his identity, but a potential addition to it. That distinction changes everything. When your life is strong on its own, a woman naturally wants to be part of it, not because you asked, but because you earned that interest through who you are becoming. One of the most powerful shifts a man can make is learning the difference between being interested and being attached. Interest is healthy, attachment is need, and need is what quietly destroys attraction. A woman can sense when a man's emotional balance depends on her attention, and when that happens, respect begins to fade. Detachment does not mean being cold, distant, or pretending not to care. It means you enjoy her presence without requiring it. You like her, but your life does not pause when she is absent. Your mood does not rise and fall based on her replies. Your sense of worth remains stable. When a woman pulls back, most men react with fear. They double text, seek reassurance, or try harder to regain attention. A detached man does the opposite. He stays calm. He continues his routine. He gives space without resentment. This behavior feels unfamiliar to many women, and that unfamiliarity creates curiosity. Detachment flips the emotional dynamic naturally. Instead of you wondering where you stand, she begins to wonder. Instead of you chasing clarity, she starts paying closer attention. Once a woman begins thinking about your absence, attraction starts forming in her mind. Detachment also strengthens your decision-making. You don't tolerate disrespect. You don't accept inconsistency. You don't lose yourself trying to be liked. A man who can walk away without anger or bitterness demonstrates self-respect. And self-respect is one of the strongest signals of value a man can send, even to a woman who wasn't interested in the beginning. Attraction is not something you talk a woman into. It is something she feels when she recognizes your value. Even if a woman shows no interest at first, a man who continuously builds himself into someone rare will eventually be noticed. Value speaks louder than effort. A man of value starts with self-respect. He has boundaries. He does not tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, or emotional games. He is willing to walk away when his standards are not met, not out of pride, but out of principle. This alone separates him from most men. Independence is another core trait. A valuable man can take care of himself emotionally and mentally. He does not require constant reassurance or validation. He remains stable during difficulty and does not collapse under pressure. Stability creates trust, and trust creates attraction. Growth is non-negotiable. A man of value is always improving his body, his mindset, his skills, and his direction in life. He does not stay stagnant. Progress creates confidence, and confidence changes how he moves through the world. He also has a life beyond relationships. Friends, goals, interests, and purpose give his life depth. A woman is not his identity. She is a choice. Finally, a man of value has direction. He knows where he is going and is actively building toward it. When a woman realizes that losing a man like this would be a mistake, attraction becomes natural. Valuable men are rare, they are respected, and they are not easily replaced.